We made it. Nice. That's pretty sweet. You know, I used to pay for a service called Restream, and it would like, Dale, what's good, my dude? Dale, I got a fancy new way to bring on guests, dude. You got to come on soon. I'm trying it out with Ataxia. Carlos, he's here. And I used to pay for this service called Restream, and it was like $15 a month for them to do what's now integrated in Streamlabs. So it's pretty sweet. I need to. Yeah, go ahead.
Another thing before also, right?
Yeah, I've used a couple things. Well, Riverside I still use. That's just really for podcasts. It's just better audio quality. Can everyone hear Carlos okay, or is it low? Say something. Say something. Low. Low as fuck. Hold on. No. You're fine. Can't even hear him. Okay. Is it because the music's too loud or he's too low? Because there's a couple ways I can fix that. Okay, talk more.
I'm talking, testing, lorem ipsum dolor.
You can't hear the music?
Dude.
What?
No one can hear music.
Dude, that is like straight up not a good time.
Plot twist, Crypto Daily's deaf. You can't hear anything.
Music and voice low. Can hear mumbling but can't hear.
Dude, alright.
Speak into the microphone, dude.
I am speaking like legit like bending over.
Okay. Let me know when either get better.
So we just talk like stuff, like everything's rug, yeah. I'm 0.25 out of 10. That sucks, dude.
Yeah, that's not good. I mean, I have you turned up as loud as I can, so.
I also did a thingy. Did it, but you can hear me fine.
Well, yeah, I can, but I can also like adjust my headphones too to like amplify what's being sent through.
Right, but who's at fault here?
0.25 out of 10 is accurate. Okay, just to be clear, my voice sounds okay. You all can hear me? I know this is like super, super good content where people are just like trying to fucking troubleshoot. Okay, well.
You're just fine, and I suck.
Yeah, that's the long and short of it. You got it.
Fergie and Jesus?
Is that good? I don't even know. Okay.
I'd buy that album.
Right?
Yeah, why not?
Global settings, speaker, I don't know. Oh, yeah, you're right. That is a step separate scope. Dude, I always forget that. Visible on both stream and recording. I don't know. You have to figure it out. I got to get into macro stuff anyway, so this is usually where I do my shtick. So see if you can make your audio better, huh?
Okay, let's see. Maybe if I change to these other shitty microphones.
Yeah, do that. It doesn't matter to me. You should be able to update it on your own. So, Thunder Dan, who was in the Telegram earlier.
Hello, test.
That sounds better to me, by the way. I don't know if it is, okay. But it, whatever. IT guy checking in. So, Thunder Dan, not better. Thunder Dan pointed out a reversal on on Bitcoin. And it is like a mini weekly bear divergence, okay? So I want to talk about this because we can't just like not like ignore it, remember? So it's a small weekly bear divergence right here on this line. It's double top bear divergence. And as you all know, this signal, when accurate, the target is the 50-week or the 50-segment moving average. If you're on daily, it's daily. If you're on weekly, it's weekly. If you're on 3-day, it's 3-day. If you're on 5 minute, it's 5 minute. The 50-segment. It's essentially just a mean reversion. So Dan said, doesn't this look like a reversal on Bitcoin? And yeah, it kind of does. And so I think there's reason to be cautious here if we don't see a snapback here shortly, because it's looking not great. You know what I mean? Because somebody messaged me the other day when I brought up the concept of you have multiple channels, right? And they said, I'd never heard of that. And it's like, yeah, man, that's just kind of how that works. You kind of have to like bend and yeah, what's up, Dan? We're just talking about you. We have to bend. You know what it is, dude? You're coming through on mono. For some reason, when you joined as mono. So you have to bend these channels. Holy shit, what the fuck was that? Yeah, you're right. That just gets super loud for you guys. Have him talk. Ataxia, talk. Dude, why the fuck is that adjusting? All right. I'm trying something new today, guys. It's not working great, but whatever. For some reason, when he joins, my music goes up and down. He just left and rejoined. Louder, but fine. You can still hear me? I mean, I think we all agree that it's good to just slap. You know what I mean? Just. I'm worried what happens next, though. Anyway. We had this original channel, which I was very confident in at the time. Still am. You know, that this channel rode. This was the uptrend. We broke it. And then formed this new low on the support side over here. Okay, so like that was very clear to me. And then we saw a snapback, or what looked like a snapback. When you look at what happened here, it like tried for 3-4 weeks to try to snap back into that more aggressive channel. And never could. So that's, you know, Marquette, what's up? As the kids say, like not ideal. That's 1, 2, 3, 4 times. It tried to snap back in and it couldn't. And now it's just kind of rolling over. So that leads me to believe that the daily, the orange, the new orange is the new paradigm. Meaning that like it's possible you see 27.8, 27.5, whatever come through. There was a daily bear div as well. But that's reset. I think I posted in the Discord the other day that the nice thing what's happening right now with Bitcoin is you have this. That's a momentum reset. But that doesn't take care of what's going on with the weekly. And so, Dan, yes, you were right. And there was nothing really to speak of that looked good per se, other than moving sideways near resistance. And that's fine. It'll be very interesting to see what happens. And here's the thing. I was out. I didn't see Powell live. Usually I watch that live. It sounds like a nothing burger. It sounds like it's what's going to happen is what people expected to have happen, which is, you know, they're not really going to raise rates as much. Okay, sweet. So how is that all going to be handled? Well, let's take a look at a few things and see if we can get a clue about what happens next. Okay, so a couple things. One, on the weekly, we're in the middle of a bear divergence, double top high. That's very strong reversal signal. Very strong reversal signal. And the target would be 23.3. I understand when I say we're at 29.3, you're like, hey man, that's not a small percentage. No doubt. But it wouldn't be there in a straight line. It would probably meet us back down here. It could even take a month or more. And we drift into like a double bottom on previous support, which would be quite nice. But so number one, bear divergence on the weekly, fine. But on the daily, we got a bear divergence slightly, and we've already reset it. So this is like a neutral move. Okay. If we're at neutral and we pop back up, then we're party on. If we continue going down, then I would look for this. Okay. For that to flip the 50 to the downside. That would be the confirmation that this thing's broken down. So you would see boom here and then continue lower. It's called a trend shifting change, right? And that could put us into the area where the weekly would be called in, in a month and 2 months, whatever it is. What really kind of sucks is this, because like we had that day where it's like Bitcoin ETF. Oh my God, it looks so good. This is Bitcoin ETF weeks. Boom, up it goes. And we're just getting crushed right against this level with the S&P. It hasn't helped us that the S&P has been like legitimately up only. I mean, up only, dude. It's been like, I'm going to pull up a chart here in a second for the S&P and actually have a new ticker for you guys to use, which I kind of forgot about this. But it's super sick, and you guys should follow it. So, getting rejected against the same key level we've been talking about for, God, I don't even know. I mean, it was March. We're in fucking August, essentially, now. The relative strength versus the S&P doesn't exist. I'm going to go back to this. I'm going to show you guys this. VTI, okay? If you don't use this, you should. I kind of forgot that it existed. VTI is a Vanguard total stock market ETF. Literally the entire market. Which is a nifty tool, because you can see, like, there was a bull div on previous support, and like that put in the bottom of the market, and it's been up only ever since. You literally could have just longed the entire stock market on that move and been up 30%, which is pretty huge. So there's pretty sick pretty sick stuff that you can use to your advantage. But we're right here at this like previous pocket resistance, that virgin mid area. Okay, so I don't love that. And then everybody knows our favorite little indicator with the volatility index. Right at the high, man. Right at the high. So we're stretching higher, and we got those bounces off the midline, which we talked about getting. And we've kind of drifted higher, which is good, because that means the market has been generally fun. So we got this nice move to the top side, but it was a gap trap today. Gapped up, immediately sold down. I don't necessarily love that, given that there's a bunch of reasons, one on the VTI and then two on the ES, that like it could be time for a pause for a little bit. Given that it could be time for a pause for a little bit, because like, look guys, this is the fucking weekly, and it's been just melting upward. We've been talking about this for a while. It's just been melting upward, right? So everything melts upward. And crypto's hanging in, right? Like just kind of, we're just chilling right here. I'll go back to my main drawings layout. If it's hanging in while the market moves higher, what happens when you get a mean reversion? Because look, guys, this is the fucking weekly chart. This is the weekly chart. The weekly chart on the S&P, right? So if we get a turnaround and a mean regression, which is a huge number, and it wouldn't do it in like a straight line, but it could come back. What happens to Bitcoin if that happens? Anybody got any guesses? What happens? It's not good. It's not good. Yeah, I just added you, Carlos. You can talk now.
Oh, okay.
No, I was waiting for Carlos. I asked you guys a question. Good morning, just joined. We go up or down. Are you having a Mitch McConnell moment?
I mean, I was trying to interject, but I was saying it depends on why it rejects too. Like the reason of the reversion.
Well, I mean, the reason is that there's no relative strength in Bitcoin right now, right?
Right. I mean, what I'm saying is, I think that the market is bound for like another change of like variables. Basically, I think nothing has happened for quite a while, so it could be like either like something happens in Ukraine, something about China. Like, there's a lot of like variables right now that haven't really done anything in a while.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, you're not wrong. By the way, you're still quiet. So what Carlos said was there's not a whole lot of like something needs to change. There's not a whole lot of variables that have changed to like send it higher. And of course, X comes in with send Bitcoin, which is fine. Like, yeah, we'd like that too. I don't see a reason for it yet. And again, we still are in like sell in May, go away. And everyone's like, yeah, you said sell in May and go away. And look what fucking happened. It's literally you sold in May and you just lost out on a tremendous amount of profit. Okay. Here's May. Look at May. 15%. You sold in May and went away. Yikes. That's how backward shit is. But like, there's not a whole lot there right now to sort that out, right? There's not a whole lot to back up that a mean reversion needs to happen ahead of like summer school going back, right? Self-sovereign just says, is this lower time frame ranging just translating to higher time frame burning in the trade range? Yeah, maybe. Okay. The problem is this, and this is a very weak signal. It's a very weak signal. Like usually, like these reversals look like, Christ, I can't even find a good one right now. I'll find a good one. Right? That's okay. This is a good one right here. Usually it's like a lot bigger. Oh, shit, my head's in the way. A lot bigger of like a swing and a lower move higher. Like that was a very easy reversal signal. This one was an okay reversal signal, and we still haven't even gotten the move on it. So like this little like limp dick low hill, bounce here or reversal isn't something to me that I'm like, oh God, we're all fucked. Like not yet anyway. And there's nothing wrong with us kind of ranging and moving a little bit lower and moving lower into this S&P ratio range. We can do that without actually dropping to 20K, which is what Marquette just said, 20K bounce. And I don't see that. But it's possible we're and Carlos is going to like this, even though no one can fucking hear him. I can hear you. Ethereum actually has like a better, like high base consolidation, right? Like, if it hangs out and like never really drops below 1650 while all that's happening, that's a ton of relative strength for Ethereum.
Yeah.
So that'd be really nice if we got that.
Also, add that Ethereum doesn't have the same market structure that Bitcoin anymore because Bitcoin has miners selling all the time, and the staking rewards are net deflationary now. So if everyone just stays like in it, like there's no reason for anyone to sell at a bad price because they're not having to fund like their operation.
Everyone says they can't hear you at all. What Carlos just said was that the structure of Bitcoin and Ethereum are fundamentally changing because Bitcoin miners have to sell to fund their operations, and Ethereum people are staking and restaking, gaining more. It's less sell pressure on Bitcoin. I don't disagree with you per se, but like if that were truly the case, Carlos, this would look better. ETH BTC would look better, and it's not. It's still ranging like your Ethereum since September. You can try to join with the phone, maybe. Yeah.
Are you streaming through OBS?
Yeah. So like, I always stream through OBS. Like where I am right now, I always stream through OBS.
Why don't I call you on Telegram and you stream your desktop sound?
I always stream my desktops now. So yeah, that's fine.
I'll just call you on Telegram.
Well, fucking fine. All that means is that I can't vibe anymore. But I'll fine. Just call me. I like the vibe, guys. The vibe makes me feel better. The real question is, though, will you double hear me if he calls me? Line busy. Oh, come on. What are you doing? Let me remove this shit. There we go. He's going to try to join with the phone. He was making the case that Ethereum has better metrics right now because it doesn't have sell pressure. Not sure. Not everybody just restakes too. Hello? Hello?
Hello.
Yeah, now they can hear you.
Now they can hear me. Cool.
Can everybody hear
Yeah,
me?
I'm watching the stream. What?
We'll see if they confirm that they can hear you now. They should.
All right. Yeah, I mean, otherwise, it's just the world hating me.
Yeah, no, they can hear you. Bingo. All right, that works. That sucks because you know how much easier my life would be. You know, it's hilarious. We appreciate your vibe sacrifice. I'll just put some music on my end. Yeah, that's great. So anyway,
wait, why can't you vibe? Just put the music.
No, because I have to turn the desktop up. So when I do that, I turn my sound down. So it's behind the scenes, right? I mean, I guess fuck.
All right, you know your stuff. All right, let's keep at it. It goes a while to get here.
No, fuck it. I'm gonna go for some vibe. We're going for some vibe, boys and girls. You guys have stuck with us so far already. So let's see. This is all my shit. We're gonna go down here. It's gonna be loud as fuck. Give me a second. Don't turn it off yet. How's that?
I can't even hear the vibe. It doesn't bother my Telegram.
Well, no. You can you hear it? You can't hear it.
Nope.
Can you?
No.
Yeah,
no.
No vibes.
No
all right.
vibes.
Zero vibes.
There's no vibes.
Let's try again. How about now? You guys got vibes? Let us know in the chat if we got vibes. Okay, we got vibes.
Just type vibes if you
vibes or no vibes. Yep. All right, vibes or no vibes. We got moderate vibes.
Some vibes.
Anyway, back to the conversation at hand. Your point was ETH BTC or Ethereum should have better structure because there's not as much sell pressure. ETH BTC says you're full of shit. Does that mean that it won't change? No. Thank you, guys.
Right.
But you're even seeing continued relative weakness on Ethereum at the moment. Okay.
Yeah, but also this range is a consolidation of like 2 years now.
Yeah,
like
dude.
6-3 up.
Believe me, dude. I know this range started in May of 21. It's 2 years. Like we got up here and we've been here for 2 freaking years.
Right. So do we break up or down from here? That's the question.
So for ETH BTC, I do not believe there's any chance this range is given away, like ever.
Right.
Now, so if you say if we're going to break up or down, I mean, we could range and it would be fine. Because, like, if we got to range high and Bitcoin went to 80 grand, everyone would be happy with, $6,000 Ethereum. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I think it'll eventually break higher as long as people keep building shit that's kind of cool.
Do you see WorldCoin released already?
Yeah, dude. What is WorldCoin, man?
Dude, WorldCoin is how we get universal basic income.
Is it?
Here's the thing. Yeah, let me just explain it real quick. You know what civil resistance is?
Conceptually, sure.
Right, like in a nutshell, if I want to give money to 1,000 people, I need to prove they're 1,000 unique persons, because on chain you could make 1,000 bots and just get all the money, and that's what a lot of people actually live off in crypto, just farming airdrops, pretending to be multiple people.
Yeah, just sibling everything. Yep.
Right. Now the thing is that if you were able to prove that every one person is a one person, you could give them money every month, every day, every second actually. And it would actually work. And also you would be able to do a lot of other things like on-chain voting and like connecting the real world
Oh, that's right. That's right.
to
We talked about this.
on-chain actions.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We talked about
but the
this when
things that they
I brought
released,
it back to I brought it back to Everest ID, because it was like the Everest had an idea. That's when last time we talked about it. And then
Mhm.
so Dan says I don't like it. Self Sovereign says retinal scan give away all freedom. See, this is the
right?
problem, man.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. And actually, Vitalik just wrote something about it. And the thing is that if like these systems could like there's a thing about on-chain privacy, right? And the thing is that on-chain privacy is opt-in rather than opt-out. What I mean is that what WorldCoin is going to do is that it's going to give you an address that's inexorably linked to yourself. But that doesn't mean it has to be your main address. It doesn't have to be like the address you use. You're not constrained to use that address. If you want to be private and anonymous, there's certainly ways to do that on chain. Of course, if you want to get resources, it gets harder and harder because people need some proof, right?
Yeah.
Now, this isn't taking any rights away from you, but it's allowing people to actually give you more things because you can actually prove you're a person.
That's one way to look at it.
Yeah, I mean, and if it's open source, like if I can just fork it and make my own WorldCoin, like
okay, yeah, that's
machine.
fair. That's fair. I mean, if you want to make it for dedicated purposes, like the all encompassing WorldCoin concept, I think it's like, communism.
Right.
In paper, communism sounds like a really good idea, and then in actuality, you're like, this is fucking retarded.
Right, but the thing about communism is that they force you to use WorldCoin only, and this is actually something I've written about a lot, where these like communist ideas that they sound good on paper, most of them fail because of execution problems and friction.
Well,
And
yeah,
if
execution and friction because people are fucking. You got to understand what humans are. My
Right.
problem with like communism, socialism, all that kind of shit to begin with is like you're living in a utopia where like humans aren't scumbags. That is
Right.
never going to change. You have to bring into
Actu-
account the fact that people are scumbags and then create a system,
Yeah.
and that's never going to work.
Yeah, but actually, that's the point. That's the whole point, and you actually bring a great point, because if you assume people are scumbags, then instead of having a scumbag decide who gets the money and who doesn't, make a smart contract that everyone can agree that they can use, and then it changes the whole dynamic, because you no longer have to trust a person. You can just see what the rules are, and again, this is all opt-in. If you want to use the thing, there's a lot of like benefits that you could get, but like the main difference between communism and this kind of things is that communism can only work if you're forced to like exist in that system only. It's a lot like capitalism. Capitalism only works like the dollar if the entire world is forced to use the dollar. So that's why they fight communism, they fight blockchain, they fight anything alternative like thing. And WorldCoin is offering a thing that it will just tell you, hey, just prove that you're human and I'll give you a salary. And that, I mean, I think that's pretty cool. Like, if I don't want to use it, that's fine. I have multiple addresses. Like on-chain identity is way more fungible and resistant to censorship than that.
Yeah, I mean, quite frankly, one of the best uses of AI so far for people that I know in the crypto sphere is managing their 7,000 wallets that they use for sibling airdrops.
Right, and the thing is that do you think that like civil airdrop is I'm gonna go against self-sovereign. There's actually a value of something that you give equally to everyone, and if you give everyone $1 and tell like the rest of the world that they all have $1, then the moment people, because right now Binance listed WorldCoin, so to your point, WorldCoin has a value. So the money that you're getting, even if it's like 0.01, it's something that you wouldn't be getting otherwise. And to Debase's point, like the whole point about UBI is letting you play. Like the problem with society right now is that you can't pay rent, so you're depressed. Like this only aims to fix that, so you can actually do things you like. It's not that like dystopic.
Okay, yeah, it's really hard for me. Like I understand what you're saying, and I have empathy for that, particularly in a lot of places of the world. Unfortunately for like conceptual conversations, like I live in America,
Mm-hmm.
where like making enough money to have a life is very easy. Okay, like you need to not be a piece of shit and do what you
Wait,
say you're gonna do. Okay, that's it.
wait. Do you really think so?
Oh yeah,
Because
in
because
America for sure. Yeah.
because like statistically, like maybe it's true for people your age, but the thing is that people younger, and it's like a big statistic, are having more and more trouble like creating value for themselves. And the problem is that
I don't think that's true. I think
we
they're
we
having
can,
trouble creating value for themselves with their fucking art history degrees. Okay, like get a
yeah,
functional
but
job. You know, like
yeah, but the thing is that, and that's a great point. The thing is that the system told them that they had to get a degree to be successful, and they actually told them it's any degree, so they picked art history.
well, that was stupid.
And yeah, and instead of doing like vocational schools like other places, but statistically, this is not a people like this is not millennials being like irresponsible with their money. This is statistically, you can see them not getting married, not getting houses at the same rates the other generations did. You can actually see their generation has less money than their parents, and this is something that has never happened.
Yeah, but you know what? Again, so like you're right, and I don't disagree with a lot of what you just said. Look, I didn't have kids until I was 30. How old am I? 3. No, is that right? Yeah, 33. And then I just had my second and final child at 37. Right. And that was just like a different. I mean, it's classic late stage capitalism stuff that's happening in America right now. The one thing, by the way, Dan says, no, they're spoiled. You don't need $1,000 iPhone. 100% true. In America,
They need
it is.
to pay
Anyway.
rent, and they can't afford it anymore.
But they can afford $1,000 phone. Anyway, the one thing that people aren't taking into account here is like baby boomers are dying and they amassed tremendous wealth, and it's going to go to all those lazy fucks we're talking about right now. Which is tough. Because like people whose parents did well are going to get even better. I mean, the divide's going to get larger, is what we're saying.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, what I'm arguing for is, and there's a lot of people talking about this, is that after, like, when the Russian war started, basically, an era ended, and it was called the Pax Americana, right? That's the term for it, because World War II ended. We were the big ones. We funded everyone to come to the 21st century, right?
Yeah.
Cool. But that all banked on everyone using the US dollar. Like the whole world had to trade on the US dollar, and it had to be like the thing. And the proof of that is that when the economy collapsed in 08, they just bailed it out, and they can keep doing that forever. I mean, they can really keep bailing the economy forever and just like redistributing wealth and over and debasing the economy. But the problem is that the rates, for example, like more than I don't know if it was. Can you do like a Google search? How many people in Great Britain are living under the poverty line? Because I think it's over 50% now.
Yeah, but you know what, man? Like, all due respect to like my great British friends, because I have many of them, and a lot of them watch this stream. They did some stupid fucking shit with their labor there, with their labor unions and how they determined that, like that was in a lot of ways self-inflicted. Now, there's a lot of ways that were not self-inflicted, but it's like, you know.
I mean, the thing is that Great Britain is like the greatest example of a country that just serves a financial class in spite of its people. And look, I'm sounding like a full-on commie right now, but you have to understand that like the rates, I'm a numbers guy, right? And there's simply a truth about like once inequality gets big enough, people just get angry and violent. And you're seeing people like angry and violent all over the place. And the discourse online, like the anti-work subreddit is one of the most popular, and you wouldn't understand how like vitriolic the discourse is getting. Like people are really angry, and the thing is that at some point they're gonna say, you know what, I'm not gonna take this anymore. And then either we offer a value, like a peaceful solution, an alternative system where they actually have like their humanity represented in some way that they can actually make a living, or we get lots of violence. And that's just how it works.
Yeah, but then those same people are the ones who argue that you shouldn't even have gun rights. So like violence with what? Pitchforks and, you know, bad words? Fuck off.
They used guillotines last time.
Yeah, well, good luck with a guillotine against an AK-47. But that's not even my point. Look, in a classic utopian environment, all I got to say is that the American dream still exists for people in America. I understand that America's 300 million people versus 7 billion, and that's not a whole lot, okay? Flashbang said, a waitress in the USA makes 50% above the average salary in my country. My wife from the USA doesn't want to work because she would make much more in the USA with unqualified work than qualified work where they are, okay? Society's a bit more self-centered now and less focused on family. True. Self-Souther said again, it's because of not letting things fall and bringing prices back into line with the median prices, getting a bunch of lazy Fs, the same people that work hard ain't gonna fly.
Self-Souther, Google what the fuck happened in 1971. That's a great webpage too.
Yeah, I mean, that's right. I mean, that's gold standard printing, everything going nuts, inflation, lending. I mean, it all came together. There's been a bunch of TikTok videos about that recently. But
yeah, and this and what, like, why are people talking about that on TikTok?
Because they simplify arguments. So sheep are like, "Is that all that happened? Oh, I'm angry," and it's like, Christ, you need it's slightly more nuanced than that. I mean, but all right.
I mean, I do think like the system is built for a financial based system, and the thing is that it's just working as intended. I've recently seen, I recently saw The Big Short, and I saw a bunch of like anti-work movies, and the sentiment is like the basic premise is not wrong. Like, and you'll agree to that. What you're always saying is that communism sucks. I'm not proposing like we replace communism, like this capitalistic society, with communism. I'm saying that we take the best parts of what we got and add some other things that we need. Because, like, even as an American, you must agree that healthcare in America is something that is shouldn't be such a capitalistic enterprise. Like,
I mean, look, dude, yeah, sure. The problem is the percentage of people who would manipulate a well-intentioned program for their own gains, dude. Look, I had a drug-addicted sister who did it. Okay.
Yeah, but that's the whole point about smart contracts and trustless interactions. When you that's the premise that we're trying to solve for. That if we do, then we can offer this to everyone. Where you're like, look, these rules apply, and one person gets one token. So you cannot, like with the orb coin, you cannot cheat Social Security if you call WorldCoin Social Security. At least for that, it's better.
Dude, okay, fine. We can't get people to agree that on basic human biology, you think we're going to get them to use this?
I mean, look at the orb and get money, and that's a simple argument. Have you seen the lines for it? Have you seen the lines for WorldCoin, like for people to go scan their orbs right now where they're available? They're huge. They go like around the block.
Dude. I'd take free money. Even when I don't need it, I would take free money. But like,
right, then...
Again, I think that perish the patient. If society is more self-centered now, would it be the previous generation's fault? Yeah. You want to know why? Dude, all right, so here's what's happening in America that a lot of people don't realize. College is kind of like, universities are in for a big problem soon. Okay, because like my niece is going to college soon. She's like 4.2 GPA, got a 33 on the ACTs. She's looking at shit. And like, colleges that she can get into, like, yeah, you can get in. We will allow you the right to pay $80,000 a year to come here. It's like, fuck, what? Like,
right.
Okay. And she got a ton of scholarships. She's gonna be fine, way better than most, because she has a 4.2 GPA and got a 33 in the ACT. She's gonna go to school for free, which is nuts. Okay, but my point is, universities are in for a huge wake-up call. Trade schools are already starting to boom. Like people who actually do things. And so there are other ways around that. And again, that's in a robust economy. Because like, dude, there's guys I know that are part of the pipe fitters unions, that are for other unions, that are mechanics. But dude, they clean up. Like, greater than mechanics in some countries are like poverty. Here, you can make 6 figures, dude. Like, if you know what you're doing, which is crazy. I mean, it's crazy. You don't have to go to college. You make more than college grads. People that went for art history or stupid liberal arts degrees. The point is just pick a better thing. If all we did was underwrite education like we did small business loans, it would all be fixed. But anyway, the point of my story is it's not going to hit America for a long, long time. And like where it's that big of a deal, like you said, we can't even agree on like whether or not men should be able to participate in women's sports. Okay, like we're not going to be like, hey, everybody get on the blockchain. Like it's just not going to happen.
But like you're watching a line of people getting
in
into
what
the
country?
blockchain. In America.
Where?
Look at Google WorldCoin lines.
I can't really Google while I'm live streaming. It's really hard for me to do it.
All right, the thing I can do.
If you can Google it and send me a link, I'll open the link like in Telegram. But it's really hard for me to just fucking do shit without like exposing all my stuff.
Okay. Dude, this is.
But again, like yeah, that's fine. And maybe that's the way we onboard more people, right?
Look, I mean, you're telling them, hey.
Sam Altman's creepy WorldCoin crypto project, dude. That's the article you sent me. The creepy WorldCoin project.
I am, because the thing is that people. The thing is that, listen, there's a narrative that the whole like mainstream media and the whole cultural system in your country and the world wants you to believe that this is creepy and bad. And a lot of these things, like I was thinking about the fact that we call cryptocurrency. It's part of that thing. It's meant to be cryptic.
By the way, just so you know, it's only in Britain, Japan, and India. It just happens to be written by an American company right now.
Oh shit. But anyways,
I mean, it doesn't matter. Like that's great. People line it up. Yeah.
If everyone else in the world starts doing it, and they're like, everyone else in the world is like, hey, I got free cash, the Americans are gonna be like, I want my WorldCoin orbs right now. This is the way that you actually onboard because that's the thing. And what you said is right. Americans are never going to agree. Their government is never going to agree. It's going to be an endless debate, takes years. But if we all individually agree with this, then we are basically forming a super government under WorldCoin, and this just supersedes everything else. And if this thing is successful, it is a GDP. Like, just think of it about in terms of GDP. Like, what's the total value of the people who use WorldCoin? Like, there's architects, like there's all sorts of people who use WorldCoin, right. And their potential value, like their GDP is the sum of their potential value, or the value that they transact on WorldCoin.
Yeah. No, look, fine. I would love to see it work. I hope it works out. I think we're years, maybe decades away from that, but you got to start somewhere. I'm echoing back now, by the way, through you. If you have my sound
sorry.
up. Wait. Check. Yeah, it's still there.
Still there?
Yeah. Oh. Check. No, it's gone now.
But so, I was saying,
dude, I think go ahead. A lot of the problem is like that philosophical conversations that you and I have. Is I think conceptually, like, we don't disagree on a whole lot. That I would love to see it get to that point, and we need to find a way to progress. But the problem is, like, you and I are talking about starting a fund together, and I believe we will start a fund together, and I think that fund's going to make a lot of money. You and I can control that, and we can launch it, and we can do it, right? Mm-hmm. So we have an idea, and we're going to execute it, and right now, and that's what we're used to. Okay, like we're used to, like, yes, we can do this now, and we can implement it now, and like crypto is now, dude. Somebody has a good idea, they write a new contract, they implement it, it's awesome. We're already bought in, but the actual, like, the progress that is made is incremental at best, and it happens on a time frame in which we're not comfortable, and that's where I keep harkening back to. Like, It's just one of those things that we would love to be like, yeah, this is it. And you know what, dude? Maybe 10 years from now, we're like, hey, look at that shit, dude. WorldCoin. Look at what they're doing in Europe, in Asia, in South America. It's amazing. And then onboard a bunch more people. Like, it's the cost of progress. It's time. The cost of progress is time.
That's where we often disagree, and I agree with that. But the thing is that when you say 10 years, like, first, Sam Altman is the guy who made ChatGPT.
Yeah, no, I just read the article. Well,
like, he's like, the thing is that he knows where ChatGPT is going to take the world, right?
Not if Elon creates a better competitor.
Now listen.
XAI, bitch.
listen. Now the thing is, like the thing that's, even if ChatGPT doesn't end up being like the end all be all AI thing, he is the one who he's the like. Actually, Christopher Nolan was talking about Oppenheimer and saying that we're living in our Oppenheimer moment, and these duties are Oppenheimer.
Whoa,
and the
that's
thing is
good.
that, and the thing is that at the time, like everyone branded Oppenheimer a communist, and they basically like made his reputation suck. Right now, the thing is that Sam like understands what this is going to do to productivity. One, because for example, you already have the writers like strike and the actors strike, and the thing about that is that I don't see how it ends, because they're in an Uber situation. Like remember when taxi companies were protesting against Uber?
Yeah.
You know what happened to taxi companies?
Yeah, they got smoked. But like, there's also, I mean, a ton of people have talked about how they're just trying to void some contracts and wait it out, and that's all they're doing, and then they'll actually come to an agreement after those contracts are voided.
I mean, that's one take, but the thing is that it's a very real problem. Like, there's a lot of people, because the top line is protected on the entertainment industry because they have a following, so they have intrinsic value. But if you want to start in the industry, like all those jobs are taken by the AI now.
Yeah.
And there's like one opening for every 100 openings that used to be there. And the thing is that the only real solution to that is like meaningfully, because the problem is that the main problem with this, and this harkens back to the 1971 thing, is that since that day, productivity and GDP, or productivity and value, have basically split, where we have increased our productivity a lot, but our gains as individuals have sort of stalled. And the thing is that if you had like a world currency, that world currency would actually represent also the AI, and it would get more valuable as you can do more things. And it is a very hard concept to grapple, I know, but the thing is that these things are not, and you could have said that about ChatGPT like 2 years ago, right? I could have told you, yeah, in the future we're gonna code mostly with ChatGPT. We're gonna have this thing that's gonna write novels and images, and you're gonna say, yeah, that's 10 years from now. But the reality of our current situation is that groundbreaking changes happen in a much closer time span, because everyone is already aware of everything like right away. So like the information speed is near zero, so like there's no reason why something would take 10 years to be like widely communicated, especially if it's free, right? It's just a matter how much time would it take for people to actually like get in front of the thing. That's the time it would take.
Yeah. Well, it depends on the impact you want to make. I mean, if you're just trying to get to people that are like moderately technologically efficient, sure, but that's not really doing what you're talking about either.
But this is everyone with a smartphone, basically.
A lot of smartphones in sub-Saharan Africa are there?
Yeah, it's like more than 90% penetration. Like my shitty third world country has more smartphones than people, actually.
What? I thought you said it was a second world country.
What?
I thought you said Ecuador was a second world country.
No, second world is Soviets. Like the first world is everyone who's allies. Second world is everyone who's Soviet, and third world is everyone who doesn't matter, and that's where we land.
Well, you matter to me, my guy. You matter to me.
I know. My country doesn't matter to me either, so.
Let's talk about more fun things like this relative strength on Ethereum, or on Link versus Ethereum. Look at this, dude.
Dude, Link is the future.
Dude, I'm telling you, look at this. Like that level, a downtrend break to the high side with strength. I don't have volume up. But
you know what's the catalyst you need to look for? Because I'm working on, like, there's this Chainlink functions thing, and it's beta right now. You cannot really use it, but once that's live, long link hard.
What's the ETA?
I'm not sure. I mean, it should be like. Oh,
I'm not looking for like to the minute, like generally speaking.
I wouldn't be surprised it's released within the next 3 months.
Yeah, that's good. I'll take that, dude. Like, really, anybody who's building or working on anything right now, as long as you get it in prior to the halvening, you're good, man. Like, yeah. I don't care if it takes until April. Like, literally, it's just, build your base, build your bags. By the way, Flashbang came in and said, kind of related to communism, decentralization, thoughts about Twitter rebrand, the crypto licenses they're getting, a Doge potential utility in the platform sounds bullish. Is TA looking good too? Yeah, Doge had some relative strength, I think, based on that. And just because memes are going nuts, right? Memes are going crazy.
Yeah. I think that the only way Elon ends up saving Twitter is if he pivots to Web3. Really,
I think he will, dude. I think he knows that. I really think he will.
Yeah.
I don't think he'll do it in a way that like maxis like yourself and myself even would enjoy. Like it'll be like Web3 light for stupid people. It'll be kind of like the I forgot my password blockchain shit that we talked about before. Right. Like that's fine. Get him on. I don't care.
You know what's weird to me about Elon? I was reading a thread the other day that he basically stated that he doesn't understand smart contracts. And to me, he's either lying or that's like super interesting. Because
no, he's lying, dude. There's not a concept in this world that he doesn't understand if he ever tried to. So he's either never really looked into it, which seems stupid, or he's trying to make a point and being like facetious, right?
Yeah, that's the thing. But the thing is, the way he talked about it, he didn't talk about it like someone who actually knows what it's about. He says, "Oh, it's complicated. Agreements should be simple," something like that. and he's like missing the point. Like he thinks it's like a program that you write to write a contract. You know what I mean?
I'm sure if you explain that nuance to him, he.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure we would get like right along.
But like, yeah, dude, I think it's even close to being on his radar.
A what?
I don't think it's even close to being on his radar where it's like, yeah, smart whatever.
Right. Yeah, and the other point is that if that's true, then whatever he does with Twitter might suck.
Yeah, dude, of course it's going to suck. I mean, it's going to suck people like us, dude. Again, think about it. Doge is Bitcoin, right? That's all it is?
Right.
Okay. Fine. That's all we need. We just need people to like, hey, what is this? How does Doge work? How's it mine? How does it work? Okay, all right, sick. It's kind of like Bitcoin. All right, Doge is really stupid, but now I'm interested. Let me go read into more stuff, and we got new users. Like that's all we need to care about.
Right. Yeah, I mean, for sure. But I'm also like looking out to, for example, the Lens ecosystem right now is so sexy.
Yeah. No.
That I honestly think that, like, imagine if I told you, like, if you had a time machine. And you would have been able to like play with Facebook beta and understand it like
I did play with Facebook beta.
Right. And then they offered you a stock option, right?
Yeah, they didn't do that.
And you actually right. But these guys will, right?
Yeah.
At some point.
I joined Facebook in 2004.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, that's what people need to understand. Like imagine if joining being part of an early app means that you get some equity in that app. Like, why would you ever use an app that doesn't offer you that?
I know. Hey, Maddie, what's up, buddy? Good to have him in. Marquette. Mine taking a look at SMT. I'm thinking of getting a bag. They have an RWA stock market that's live with a few stocks. Has a European license in Germany and a bank broker. Yeah, dude, sure. SMT. Crypto. I'm assuming Swarm Markets is what we're talking about here. That's actually a pretty nice chart, if that's what we're talking about. It's on Polygon.
Ooh, looks cool. Tetris and Dex Trainer. Are we looking at random stuff now? What's this, right? Give it a small pitch.
Swarm Markets, yeah. This is Swarm Markets over ETH. This probably would be your best bet. It's actually a lot longer in the tooth than I was expecting it to be. But yeah, it's good to see like after. So see this chart here? This is the spiral of death. And this little pop out of it means someone got interested and now is trying to put in a higher low. For anyone who's still listening that pays attention to Juno, this is what we want to see happen in Juno. Whether or not it will, I don't know. It took them March of 22 until February of 23 to get their shit together and have a little pop out of it. But yeah, clearly, it looks nice. It looks nice. X, are you shilling me shit coins again? Tetris on the X screener? Is that what you're slinging low cap bullshit?
Yeah, I had. Man, I fell into temptation about some shit coins the other day.
Dude, everybody is right.
Bad idea. Bad idea.
It's a good way to lose. You know what? I do it with like less than a quarter of an ETH. That's when I do it. So I'm like, all right, $400, you get your shit. It's rust.
True. But yeah, I mean,
fuck's sake.
Dude, I'm just annoyed a bit. I mean, not annoyed, but I feel like the market right now is like a bottle. Like, we're past that moment where the bottle was drained by fucking scammers, and we are in a bit where Tetris. Is it an on-chain Tetris game? That looks ready to dump on me.
Bro, you're literally trying to get us to be extra liquidity. When did you buy? Did you buy the top? Is this your wick up here, dude? Is this you? Is this you buying? Fucking guy.
the degeneracy, man.
Yes. Fucking. You should come by. Dude, help me. Help me.
Yeah.
By the way, it's not really a new meta because fucking what was that game that I used to play? Fuck's sake. Hams. Betting for I do know. I saw hams.
Yeah, we know about hamster races. You don't come tell us about hamster races.
Look, dude, somebody just gave in and bought 3 ETH worth.
Damn.
And someone else and then someone else just used that opportunity to get out. That's hysterical.
That's you just captured the crypto market in a nutshell.
Look at that, dude. Someone was like, "That sounds like a good idea," and dude's like, "All right, somebody bought it up. Let me." Dude, what is happening right now? Jesus Christ!
Whoa!
What the fuck?
Dude, if you show this to like any fund manager ever, they'll have like an anxiety attack right there.
Yeah, dude. We're fine. We're ripping. Oh my God. Oh, we're fucked. Oh, we're back. Like, yeah, Dan. Yo, it went to 0. Yo. Of course. X comes in with, hey man, you should buy this thing that's up 64,000% today. Fucking guy.
64,000 up 20 minutes.
Yeah.
$5,000 liquidity. Let's go.
Funny. Is that what it was?
I don't know, man.
Liquidity $100,000. Fuck. Come on, dude. That's why I can't play this game. Dude, it's like it's going to the casino. You know what I do instead of that stuff? I go to a real casino. That's what I do.
Yeah. Speaking of a casino, I think we should talk about our fund strategy and stream. What do you think about it? If someone copies it, we'll tar and feather them on chain and then see if they actually fuck up. And
hold on? Can we look? So I finally have time again. I got eliminated from my last golf tournament this past week, which annoys me.
For doping?
So I'm out. No. I lost an extra holes, dude. I was down 4. I came back. I birdied 18 to send in extras, and I fucking dude hit like a bomb on the first playoff hole to beat me. It was so bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, I got time now again. So can we actually just build a concept and then stream again and talk about it and just be like, here's how it's going to work. So we actually have some shit to like show, like maybe some better visuals.
Yeah, sure. I mean, like the gist of it, I think we mainly we need to see what's the let's look at Bored Ape charts instead.
Okay.
Look at there's a trading view chart for the floor price of Bored Apes.
Yeah, I know. Figured we'd start here though.
Right.
What is the ticker?
For ApeCoin?
Yeah. No, for Bored Ape.
BAYC.
That's what I thought. That's not it.
Yeah, those are good proxies because that's the wrapped version. No, it's not. It's not a good proxy.
Not a good proxy. You just want investors retail. BTC retail
No.
into the block.
No.
Sushi swap.
Yeah. Average 10 checks. No. Those into the block seems to be like queries, which maybe.
There we go. This is it.
Or
this is it.
Yeah. The sushi one. Oh yeah, there you go.
25.
Yeah, but it's like it's on a discount actually. You could arb it because the actual floor is 32. But I don't know if the pool is liquid enough that if you put 32 in, it's going to like basically rip back to 32. So there's no real slippage, no real ARP.
Yeah, it's a slow playing game.
Yeah, but the thing is, actually, this one is actually more. Go to Ben DAO because they have a Dune dashboard that's really interesting.
Christ.
I mean, on want a link?
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry. Yeah, but the floor, like, I think, like, because it ripped from 5 to 25 or something like that, and most of the market happened above that. So that's sort of what we have to try and figure out, like, where is the liquidity at and how risky it is, because that could be our entry if anything.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we just wait to the next liquidation cascade, and because at the end of the day, it's still like moving forward because of interest. So, and people keep taking out loans.
3207.
Yeah, and they have a lot of stats. They have their revenue there. For Bend, is actually super bullish, man. Like,
I am. Dude, like, so, you know what, Matt? I've been streaming for 2.5 years now. Whenever we do shit like this, our fucking followers plummet. You need to package this shit well. I'm happy to talk about it because we've already lost the thread, so whatever. It's just us talking to our friends now.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. We should. I mean, I was just wanting to talk about like the overview of it, not really derail it this much. But you wanted the data. You asked me for more. Here's more.
I was just curious. This is intriguing.
There is one of them that shows like the liquidation cascade, and the number is that they paid back 92% of all the outstanding loans.
Wow, cool.
Yeah, in one day. And they've actually pulled like 1,500 ETH revenue, like revenue straight up from interest.
Yeah. Yeah, I would like to spend more time looking at this. We won't do it now out of the sake of, not wanting to kill people. But
hey, we actually gained a viewer. So
yeah, woo! Thanks for coming in, guys.
Hey, bro,
that was pretty sick.
Yeah, numbers.
A bitch. Hey, 0% frames dropped. All right, that's good. Yeah, so I usually end with like my I gotta run here soon. I usually end with my prognostication. I think everyone needs to be kind of on the edge of their seat here. Like, this is a bear flag. This is a by the book bear flag. If it breaks the downside, it's not going to be good. And we're going to drop down lower, and you'll see all of this area threatened, where 25, 26K is not out of the realm of possibility. Ethereum is better. We want it to hold, and hopefully just hold where it's like staying above 1800, which would be super clutch and nice. But when you have the S&P at resistance, you can see this little red line that I've had in there forever, sitting at resistance. When you have the general market sitting at resistance, right in this little turn pocket. When you have NQ back up at resistance again, there's a lot of reasons to be careful right now. So you always know whenever like shitcoin season goes crazy, we're right before something that goes nuts. You know what I mean? And like all of a sudden you see Unibot, and you see Espresso, and you see hamsters and goat rodeos and whatever the fuck they got going on now. going crazy, it's usually right before something not great happens, and people who are like, no, I think buying hamsters while we were at $500 million market cap was a great idea. Like, come on, man. What are we doing? X, I know, dude. I was giving you a hard time. I know, dude. Like, you got to left curve it. Like, all my buddies been talking about it. You just got to left curve it right now. And I just can't, dude. Like, I that's all I did my first year in crypto. And granted, I made a ton of money, but it's like I just can't do it anymore. I don't have the patience.
It has to be left curve season too, because otherwise it's like
you do a lot of work for nothing. Yeah.
There's a time of the year where it is in fact left curve season, and you're like, nah, it's not gonna rip, and it rips, but we're not there yet.
Yeah.
And the thing is that everyone wants it to be, but no, we're not there yet.
Essentially board market theory.
I would left curve along on WorldCoin though.
Stop it.
It's on Binance. Is it trading already?
Dude, probably.
What's it at?
I don't know. I'm looking that bullshit up. I'm not feeding into this, okay?
You're not being a commie? Be a commie.
Board market. Dude, no, like, you gotta come up with a new word, man. You gotta come up with a new word.
They'll shoot me there.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know what it is, but everything right now is on a bear div. NQ, ES, VTI, at resistance. There's a ton of reasons why the market should go down. It doesn't mean that it will, but there's a ton of reasons why the shit should go down.
$2 for a WorldCoin.
What it start at?
10 cents.
Fuck's
25
sake.
cents.
Cool.
But it was just like the first candle. Like the real price lowest is 1.8.
Okay. So kind of sitting at par.
Yeah.
It's fine.
But I long that.
And you should.
I should, yeah. I probably will.
Is it only at See, you can still go to Binance. I can't go to Binance. I mean, I could. But...
I found it on OKX.
Is that better?
I mean, I just searched for WorldCoin. OKX, Binance, KuCoin, Polynex, Bybit. It's everywhere. Yeah.
It's everywhere.
Everywhere. What's the market cap though? I have no clue.
Yeah, that's one of those things you want to know. Get an idea for where shit's gonna actually end up. But
yeah. But you know what? This is one of the things that's like a very big deal, but it's been like way under hype for what it probably may become. Like, it's the second enterprise of the guy with the hottest startup in the planet.
You know, it's more concerning to me the guy that's the hottest startup on the planet was like, you know what I can do? I can give away money to people. Sick. Like, that's, come on.
No, he's like, remember, he's Oppenheimer. He's like, if I don't do this, the world's fucked. Just understand that. And I'm convinced of that.
Ataxia goes and see the movie Oppenheimer, and now he's just calling people Oppenheimer, just crowning new Oppenheimers.
Dude, legit, the guy who made the movie called that guy Oppenheimer. I'm not the guy calling that guy.
Dude, just because Christopher Nolan makes good action movies doesn't mean that, you know, he's qualified to make that sort of determination.
Well, he's a subject matter expert.
In movies.
In Oppenheimer, too.
He may be biased. I don't know. I don't know how bias works, but I think that means that
Sam Altman.
he may be biased. Yeah.
Probably.
Anyway.
We'll go watch the movie, though. We'll have a talk about it.
No, it's my plan to, like, in the next 7 days, I assure you, I will go see Oppenheimer. 7 days. Right. So, what's today? Thursday?
I'm sure you'll text me right after. It's one of those movies you just want to talk to someone after you watch it.
All right, I will do that. This has been fun. We tried a new thing today. It did not work. I appreciate those of you who stuck with us because it was not looking good there for a hot minute. But the people stayed with. So be careful for the pullback here, guys. Not a ton has changed. Look for... Oh, dude. It's so loud right now. I know. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. They just got like... So that's what I forget about with my desktop audios, that I just blasted audio in everybody's face. No, let it rip. All right, sorry. Here we go. Let's crank it. Self-Sovereign's going to scan his eyeball.
He just doesn't like to go outside. Grab the screen. Go touch it.
Go scan your eyeball. Look for the pullback. If I notice anything crazy, I'll post it. I always try to. Carlos and I will put together a small, easily consumable presentation on what we're planning on doing and get back to you again next week.
Sure.
Next week. All right, lads. I'll see you guys later.